The Trump administration is currently trying to get their nominees approved and voted on. No Democrat should be voting to advance Trump's nominees while all of this stuff is going on. There has to be a political price to pay. We need to be a pain in the ass. We have to stop playing nice in the Senate and block every damn thing that we can.
All right, there you heard it. AOC saying, I want you to do the people's bidding and be resistant. That's what she's saying. You have to be resistant here. And she's seen too much complicity. People who are saying, you know what, a president deserves his nominees. The president deserves to impose his will. He has a mandate from the people. And so we have to just roll over and let it happen. Well, you know what? She's saying no. No, we don't have to do that. What we have to do is, you know what? Fight. That's what she's asking for, fight. There is no hope. Waiting the confirmations of RFK Jr., Health and Human Services Secretary, which is an utter disaster. And you know what? So is Pam Bondi. This talk that out of all the nominees, she's a sensible one. She was all part of this big election lie, but that's overlooked because the standard has been reduced so much. She's up for Attorney General. Elise Stefanik, also part of the big lie. United Nations ambassador, so she'll have a good time. Many are looking at Democrats to see if and how they're resisting Trump's MAGA blitz, and the resistance is in its early stages. Senator Brian Schatz of Hawaii is standing his ground. Let's look at that. Until and unless this brazenly authoritarian action is reversed and USAID is functional again, I will be placing a blanket hold on all of the Trump administration State Department nominees, said the senator. This is self-inflicted chaos of epic proportions that will have dangerous consequences all around the world. Common dreams with the reporting there. And so, Jackson, before we go to break, I want to get your comments on this, because then you have others like Senator Cassidy, right? A doctor who voted to allow RFK Jr. to get out of committee, right? And then he's tweeting all night in all caps. I started to say he needs a wellness check. There's medicine that's rotting, babies who are dying, fix this now. You just literally, you can say, count the hours, voted to advance this guy who is a grifter and probably does believe some of this nonsense like polio vaccine. Who needs it? It's a disaster. I don't want him to tweet anymore. I need him to do his job.
Well, again, if he's not going to do his job, we need to hire somebody else to do it. I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at this point in my career in politics, as I am getting more involved in local St. Louis politics. It's like, there's only so much asking that you can do. You know, like if these people aren't going to do it, then they're not going to do it. We got to get them up out of here. You know, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really not all that interested in asking these people to do stuff that they not gonna do. Yeah. You know, because at the end of the day, what are we gonna do? That's really the more important question. What are we gonna do? If we ain't gonna do nothing, they ain't gonna do nothing. So, you know, do we want change or do we not? Because the Democrats are not gonna deliver it unless we vote better people in office. That's just what it is. Yeah. I'm not trying to sit around complaining all day. It's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, in essence, and I don't know if this is even an appropriate metaphor, okay? But the bottom line is we're the parents, right? You know how sometimes you hear parents who say, look, I'm busy. So they send their kids to a daycare or a certain school, you raise them, okay? And when they get back here, they better be fully, okay, on board in this thing called life. If not, well, we're gonna have a problem on our hands, okay? So I'll give you the last word, but I think I understand what you're saying. It's your responsibility, go for it.
Especially now, you know, like especially just where we are now as a society, where the establishment is kind of on its last leg. This has to be us, it just does. You know, like the John Fettermans of the world who, you know, he acts like, oh, I'm just gonna be here forever. Like I became senator and it's just what it is now. like, nah, we can't let people like him think that. And thus far, apparently we ain't gonna do nothing. So until we do something, they gonna keep doing this.
Yeah, I think you're right, Fetterman. As long as he's comfortable in his sweatshirt, I don't mind the sweatshirt. I think he did. Sometimes he looks a little bit, well, who cares? I said I don't mind it, just leave it at that.
Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.